What up? It's Jimmy. This is a clip from our big NCAA football show that we shot today, Monday, December 14th at 2 p.m. Eastern. If you want to check out the whole show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen, available exclusively on odds.com. All right, we roll on. ACC Championship is next. Number 3 ranked Clemson Tigers, 9-1, 8-1 in the ACC, and there we got Big Boss. We have to start with Big Boss. Who started the last one? I've lost track of order.
I started the last one. Let me finish it up. Let me hear what these guys have to say, man. See what they talking about, man. I don't know, man. Okay. We'll never have a group like in this show. Never.
Okay, we'll start with John Ryan here. Clemson, number 3 ranked Clemson, sitting at 10.5-point favorites. There is a 10. The leading indicator books have moved it down to 10. The total opened up at 61. There are 61s. There's also 61 and halves. Number 3 ranked Clemson Tigers, 9-1, 8-1 in the ACC. First, number 2, Notre Dame Fighting Irish, 10-0, 9-0 in the ACC. Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. After losing at Notre Dame 47-40 on November 7th, with star quarterback Trevor Lawrence out with COVID, Clemson gets their rematch. In the meantime, with Lawrence back under center, they destroyed Pitt 52-17, beat Virginia Tech 45-10. They outscore their opponents on average by 27.7 points per game and out-yard them on average at 202.3 yards a game. Wow. Let's go over to Notre Dame. Since defeating Clemson, they beat Boston College, North Carolina, and Syracuse, each by double digits. Ian Book threw for 2,382 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions on the season. Here we go. John Ryan, we have Clemson as 10.5-point favorites here. Take it away.
Well, if that 10's still available, lock me in.
Sure.
I'll make it real simple.
Clemson, let me do that right now. Do you want to just expand on why you're bullish?
Yeah. Initially, the implied line here indicates that Clemson will score roughly 40 points. So Clemson is 44-2 straight up, 31-14 for 71%. Betting winners when they score 35 or more points in a game. And I'm going to change the little parameter here. We're going to go to 41. Because that's what the machine learning model is saying. There's an 82% probability that Clemson scores 41 or more points in this game. So we're drilling down just a little bit here, and we see that Clemson is 35-1 straight up and 28-7 for 80% winning bets when scoring 41 or more points. And I don't have to tell you that when Notre Dame gives up more than 28, the records are very ugly for winning bets. It's low percentage. Notre Dame is a very, very good team, DJ. I'm not going to deny it, okay? But the question that everybody has to ask themselves, do you think Notre Dame can contain Clemson to 28 or fewer points? That's the million-dollar question, I think. Turnovers are involved. That's always a big factor in these championship games. But this is more of a national title game. And I think Notre Dame has an awful lot more on the line. If Clemson loses, they're out, obviously. But if Notre Dame loses, they're not a conference champ. They have one loss. And say USC takes care of business against Oregon, then you have an undefeated conference champ in a Big Five conference. What's the committee going to do? And I've been saying that every single week on this show. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But I have just tons and tons and tons of data on this game, and I won't belabor the point. But I think Clemson gets the revenge.
Clemson -10, -116 at BetAmerica for John Ryan. Let's move over to Nolly Knows. What do you think here? The ACC Championship.
It's a matchup that I'm really excited to watch. A great game the first time out. But I will say this time out, this is not DJ at quarterback. This is and not DJBigg Boss. We're talking the other quarterback. This is Trevor Lawrence. He missed a lot of opportunities out there. The backup did last time out. You're talking 3 turnovers total as a team. So Notre Dame still, albeit they played excellent. They played real well defensively and offensively. Ian Book, his mobility was a real issue against Clemson. I saw that as an issue. The tight ends also an issue for Clemson. That's what I was able to see. But what I did see is that a lot of plays were missed from the quarterback. I expect Trevor Lawrence to come in here and lead them down the field pretty handily. When I look at the total, I was leaning towards the over. I hated to see the 60 and 61, kind of what's keeping me off of it. But in my opinion, I think Clemson comes in here and rolls. It seems like the public side, but I think that's what's going to happen in this game.
Do you want them here for our contest?
I don't know. I don't really bet these type of games because anything can happen. But you know what? I'll take it because I don't.
Wait a minute. So, you said all that to say that? You said all that to say that? Okay.
Hey DJ, I said I'm taking it. So were you gonna be ready? You gonna bring over that bottle of coquito over here once I win?
It's a bottle of Bucanas for coquito.
Hey, Nolly, the public is actually betting Notre Dame here with your rational exuberance.
I think that's Notre Dame pockets that are pushing it. You always know Notre Dame. The alumni, they got deep pockets over there, so they like to bet too. So.
How can we be pushing it and we're a 10-point dog?
All right. Clemson minus 10.
The best team.
At minus 116 at Bet America for Nolly knows. Let's get over to CMac. CMac, what are you doing here? Clemson, Notre Dame.
Nolly touched on it in this game. If Lawrence wasn't in the first one and it went to OT, I'm on the over. I think 61's a little light. I think both teams can score here. I think Clemson's easy in the high 30s, mid 40s. I love the over. I got to say here, 10 hook. I can't believe I've never seen Notre Dame. When's the last time they've been a 10.5 point dog? I can't remember. I'd lean them, but I'm not gonna take it. No way. So I'm just on the over here. Clemson, Notre Dame over.
Do you want to? Oh yeah, you will, because all the overs are juiced, whether it's 60.5 or 61. So I can get you 60.5 at minus 115 at BetMGM.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, let's see what Circa. Circa's been doing a nice job here.
Circa's 60 for 110.
Unbelievable. Right? Circa's just beating all these. Okay, let's get you Circa. CMac over 60 minus 110 at Circa. Lock that in. Okay. DJBigg Boss. Ball's in your court.
I almost don't want to say nothing. I'm so upset right now at you guys. I could just throw the things through the computer right now, man.
Hey,
this is a tough one right here.
Nothing personal.
It's a tough one right here, man. So obviously you guys didn't see nothing in the last game because it was all a coaching matchup between these two. Dabo's more fired up than his players at time right now, and Brian Kelly finally got a group that's sizable to come play against some other teams. So this is going to be part 2 of another slugfest right here. I don't see 10 points being the deciding factor, but it could be a deciding factor either way in this one. So I'm really loving the under in this one. They go high, we go low. So, of course, the number's going to be a little bit inflated because of the results of the last game. Kelly's not going to go in this game thinking, okay, well, I'm going to surprise him and try to go to the air with Book. He's going to play, keep away from Clemson, try to use our running game, use our blocking to try to bully our way through and keep the ball out of Clemson's hand. That's going to be the key in a big game like this. During the season, we can say, yeah, we're going to come in and do this and then come out throwing the ball. But in a game like this, we got to rely on the run. We got to keep the ball out of Trevor Lawrence's hands. And it's a chess match. We can't do it no other how. Like, Dabo nor Kelly can get out and play not one down. All they could do is try to control the pieces on the board. So in this one right here, I really like the under. I like the 10.5. I like taking Notre Dame plus the 10.5. I don't even want it at 10 because it could just end up on 10. But I like them at 10.5. But I'm not going to even take them at 10.5 on this show. Just for shits and giggles, and that I want to give me a Notre Dame bed sheet. I'm going to take Notre Dame on the money line to do something in this COVID year that doesn't happen a lot in NCAA football, and that's these top 5 teams beat another top 5 team 2 times in a season. And I'm going to go ahead and back that because if was a 5th, we all be drunk. the sun gotta shine on a dog's ass any day, and any other thing you come up with to say why these dogs gonna go ahead and get the job done, especially for this show. I'm taking Notre Dame money line and the under in this game.
Notre Dame at plus 300.
Yeah, I'm throwing all the stats out the window. I'm pulling from the shoulders.
Well, DJ, here's the
Going
last
from the
time
cup.
Notre Dame was a double-digit dog. And by the way, going back to 1980,
Wow.
Notre
You was
Dame,
in high school then, John.
man, you stop interrupting me. All right, Notre Dame is. I'm going to get nasty. Notre Dame is 7 wins, 26 losses for 33 times since 1980 that they've been installed as a double-digit dog. 19-14 against the spread, so 58% winners, right? So now we're going to type in when they're ranked, and you'll be really happy to hear this news because they are 6-2 against the number. Going back to 1997 was the first time that they were ranked as a double-digit dog. The last time they played was against Georgia, and they lost the game but covered. That was in 2019. In 2018, they played Clemson, neutral field, lost 30-3, and they lost to the spread there. But the rest of them are pretty good results.
Thank you, John. Thank you. You're a swell guy, man.
I'm trying to support you.
Under 61 minus 105 at PointsBet. Big Boss is on Notre Dame at plus 300 money line. CMac on the over 60. Nolly's on Clemson minus 10. John Ryan's on Clemson minus 10. And I am not adding it to my contest.